Right now, somewhere inside your bathroom wall, something is alive. It is eating. It is growing. And it has been there longer than you think. That dark patch behind your shower curtain. That faint musty smell you convinced yourself was just humidity. That discoloration creeping along the grout lines you scrubbed last month and the month before that and the month before that. You were not imagining it coming back. It was never gone. You just could not see where it was hiding. But here is what should concern you more than the mold itself. There is a liquid sitting on your kitchen shelf right now, this exact moment, that removes black mold on contact. Not masks it, not bleaches the color away while the roots stay alive underneath. Removes it, structurally, cellularly, permanently. It costs less than $2. You probably bought it last week without even realizing what you were holding. And the reason you have never seen it recommended on the back of a single cleaning product, the reason no hardware store associate has ever pointed you toward it, the reason it does not appear in a single mold removal advertisement produced in the last 100 years has nothing to do with whether it works. It has everything to do with the fact that it works too well, too cheaply, and too permanently for any corporation to build a revenue model around it. My name is Hanzo. This is Hidden Home Hacks. And today I am going to show you something the cleaning industry has spent a century making sure you never figured out on your own. But first I need to take you back. Not to a laboratory, not to a product launch, to a place most people have never heard of and a moment in history that should have changed everything. It is 1820 in a river village in southern Japan. The rainy season has lasted almost 6 weeks straight. Every wooden structure in the village is soaked through. The rice stores, the living quarters, the temple walls, and inside the community storehouse, a black fungal growth has consumed almost everything. The grain is rotting. The walls are stained. The village healer, an elderly woman whose name survives only in local temple records as Okatsu, has tried everything the village knows: smoke, salt, boiled herb water pressed into the wood grain. Nothing stops it. The fungus grows back within days. Every single time. Then Okatsu does something no one else had considered. She takes fermented rice vinegar, the cloudy acidic liquid every household kept in clay pots for preserving vegetables, and mixes it with powder from the riverbed. What we would now recognize as crude sodium bicarbonate. She pours this mixture across every contaminated surface in the storehouse. She does not wipe it away. She lets it sit. 3 days later, the village elder inspects the storehouse. The mold is not just gone from the surface. The wood underneath is clean, structurally clean. When they scratch into the grain of the wood with a blade, there is nothing growing beneath. No roots, no discoloration, no trace. The elder orders every home in the village to repeat the treatment. That monsoon season, not a single additional mold outbreak occurs. That knowledge stayed in that region for generations. Families passed it down the way families pass down everything that actually works, quietly, without packaging, without a brand name, without anyone needing to be paid for it. And here is what is remarkable. That same knowledge existed independently across the world. The Ebers Papyrus, written in Egypt around 1550 BCE, describes a treatment for surfaces consumed by what the scribes called the dark breath. The ingredients described are unmistakably an acidic liquid and a mineral powder, vinegar and baking soda, 3,500 years ago. In 18th century Germany, household chemists documented that homes cleaned with vinegar showed almost zero fungal growth, even through brutal damp winters. In 19th century England, hospital wards used diluted vinegar washes to sanitize walls and floors before the concept of commercial disinfectant even existed. This was never fringe knowledge. This was never an alternative remedy. For most of human history, this was the only remedy, the primary one, the one that worked. And it did not stop working. Someone simply decided it was more profitable if you forgot it existed. Let me show you exactly how this happened, because the timeline is not complicated. It is just uncomfortable. In 1907, one of the largest chemical companies in Europe launched the first commercially packaged bleach cleaning product. The marketing was unlike anything the household market had seen before. The language was deliberate, scientific strength, laboratory tested, modern cleaning for the modern home. Notice what that language is actually doing. It is not saying vinegar does not work. It is saying vinegar is old, outdated, unscientific. Something your grandmother used because she did not know any better. Within 2 decades, synthetic bleach products dominated store shelves across Europe and North America. Within 3 decades, the entire cleaning industry had restructured itself around proprietary chemical formulations. And here's the move that matters most. White vinegar was quietly reclassified. Not formally, not through any regulation, but through marketing, packaging, and shelf placement. Vinegar moved from the cleaning aisle to the cooking aisle. Baking soda moved from household maintenance to baking supplies. 2 substances that had been primary cleaning agents for thousands of years were simply relocated in the store, moved 10 aisles away from the problem they solved better than anything else in the building. That relocation was not an accident, it was a strategy. And it worked perfectly for over 100 years. Now, I need to explain the science to you because this is where it becomes impossible to argue with, and I want you to understand it, not just believe me, but actually understand why this works at a level deeper than anything a commercial spray can touch. Mold is not a plant. Most people think of it that way, something green or black growing on a surface, something you can scrub off like dirt. But mold is a fungus, and fungi operate on a completely different biological system than anything you clean off a countertop. Every mold cell maintains a very precise internal pH balance. That balance is what keeps the cell membrane intact, what allows the organism to feed, reproduce, and spread through porous materials like grout, silicone, wood, and plaster. The pH range mold needs to survive is narrow, between roughly 4 and 7 on the pH scale. Push the internal chemistry outside that range in either direction, and the cell membrane does not just weaken, it dissolves. The organism does not go dormant. It does not retreat to regrow later. It structurally ceases to exist. This is not a theory. This is fungal biology that has been understood and documented for decades. White distilled vinegar contains acetic acid at a concentration of 5%. When you apply undiluted white vinegar directly to a mold colony, the acetic acid does something no commercial bleach spray can do. It penetrates the cell wall. Once inside, it forces the internal pH below the survival threshold of the organism. The cell membrane loses structural integrity. The mold cell collapses from the inside. In 2015, researchers published a study in the International Journal of Food Microbiology testing acetic acid against 11 of the most common household mold strains. These included Aspergillus niger and Stachybotrys chartarum, which is the species most people know as black mold. The results were not ambiguous. 5% acetic acid achieved complete cellular destruction across all 11 strains within 48 hours. 5% acetic acid, the exact concentration in every bottle of white distilled vinegar on every grocery store shelf in the country. The one that costs $1.70. Now here is where the comparison to commercial products becomes almost painful. The active ingredient in most commercial mold removal sprays is sodium hypochlorite, liquid bleach. Bleach does kill mold on contact. That part is true. No one is disputing that. But here's what the label does not tell you. Bleach cannot penetrate porous surfaces deeper than approximately half a millimeter. Half a millimeter. The thickness of about 5 sheets of paper. Mold hyphae, the root network of a mold colony, extend 3 to 5 millimeters deep into grout, silicone caulking, and porous tile surfaces. So when you spray bleach on your bathroom grout, you are killing the visible surface colony, the part you can see, the part that looks like the problem. But 3 millimeters below that surface, the root system is completely untouched. It is alive. It is intact. And it begins regrowing a new visible colony within 3 to 6 weeks. You see the mold come back. You buy another bottle, you spray it again, it disappears. 3 weeks later, it returns, you buy another bottle. That is not a cleaning failure, that is a business model, and it generates approximately $3 billion per year in the mold removal product segment alone. Vinegar does not have this limitation. Acetic acid penetrates porous materials at a significantly greater depth than sodium hypochlorite. It reaches the hyphae, it reaches the root network, it kills the organism where it actually lives, not just where you can see it. That is the difference between a product that removes mold and a product that removes the appearance of mold temporarily, so you will need to buy it again next month. Now add baking soda to this process, and you move from removal into prevention. This is the part that makes the cleaning industry most uncomfortable. Sodium bicarbonate dissolved in water and applied to a porous surface raises the surface pH to between 8 and 9. Mold spores require a surface pH between 4 and 7 to germinate, to activate, to begin forming a new colony. Above pH 8, spores land on the surface and nothing happens. They cannot root. They cannot grow. They sit inert until they degrade. A 2017 study at the University of Florida tested this mechanism under controlled laboratory conditions. Researchers contaminated bathroom tile and grout samples with concentrated cladosporium and aspergillus spores, two of the most common bathroom mold species on Earth. After a single baking soda surface treatment, no new mold colonies formed over a 90-day observation period, 90 days of zero regrowth, from a substance that costs less than 50 cents per application. Compare that to the $17 bottle of mold prevention spray at the hardware store that requires reapplication every 2 to 4 weeks. I want to stop here and be honest with you about something because I think honesty is what separates this channel from the ones that just want your attention for 10 minutes and then disappear. This protocol is for surface mold, bathroom mold, kitchen mold, window seal mold, tile, grout, silicone, canvas, rubber gaskets, the mold you can see and physically reach. If you have mold growing inside a wall cavity, if it is behind drywall and you can smell it but cannot see it, if the affected area is larger than about 10 square feet, you need a professional mold remediation service. I am not going to tell you a $2 bottle of vinegar fixes a structural mold problem inside your walls because it does not. What I am telling you is that for every mold problem you encounter on a surface you can touch, what I am about to give you works better than any product you have ever purchased. And the data supports that without exception. So let me ask you something that should bother you once you hear it. If all of this is documented, if the studies exist, if the science is settled, if the history is thousands of years deep, why does no one tell you this at the hardware store? Why does no mold removal product mention vinegar anywhere on its packaging? Why does no retailer place white vinegar in the cleaning aisle next to the products it outperforms? Here is the answer, and it is not complicated. It is just profitable. The global household cleaning product industry generates over $40 billion annually. The mold removal and prevention segment alone represents approximately $3 billion of that. $3 billion built on a problem that a $2 solution eliminates permanently. You cannot patent white vinegar. Acetic acid fermentation has been public knowledge for 10,000 years. You cannot patent baking soda. Sodium bicarbonate has been a generic compound since 1846. You cannot develop a proprietary formulation around either of these substances. You cannot create a subscription model from a product the customer buys once and never needs to replace. The entire economic structure of commercial mold removal depends on the mold returning. Not because they want your bathroom to be dirty, but because they need the problem to be recurring for the product to be repurchasable. That is not malice. That is just how product economics work. But the result for you is exactly the same. You spend more money, you get worse results. And you never learn that the better solution was 12 aisles away in the grocery section the entire time. In 1994, the United States Environmental Protection Agency published household mold remediation guidelines that recommended bleach-based products as the primary treatment method. Those guidelines were developed with direct input from an industry trade group whose members manufactured the bleach products being recommended. A researcher at New York University submitted formal objections, citing studies that demonstrated acetic acid outperformed bleach in penetration depth, duration of antifungal effect, and safety profile. Those objections were received, documented, and disregarded entirely. The guidelines were published without change. They have remained functionally the same for 3 decades. In those 3 decades, the household cleaning product industry has generated an estimated $90 billion in sales. In 2009, a study published in Applied and Environmental Microbiology compared bleach spray directly against 5% acetic acid across 6 common bathroom mold species. Acetic acid outperformed bleach in every single category measured: greater depth of cellular destruction, longer-lasting antifungal surface effect, 0 toxic fumes, no surface discoloration. The study was published. It was peer-reviewed. It was never retracted. And the cleaning industry continued operating the next morning as if it did not exist. Because acknowledging it would mean acknowledging that the $2 solution on the grocery shelf outperforms the $12 solution on the cleaning shelf. And no industry dismantles its own revenue model voluntarily. Now here is what you are going to do with everything I just told you. This is the part that matters. This is where knowledge turns into action, and a $2 investment replaces every mold product you have been buying for years. You need 2 things: white distilled vinegar at 5% acidity and baking soda. Not apple cider vinegar, not rice vinegar, not any specialty cleaning vinegar. Plain white distilled vinegar from the grocery store, the cheapest bottle on the shelf. You also need an empty spray bottle, a stiff bristled scrub brush, and about 25 minutes. Pour undiluted white vinegar directly into your spray bottle. Do not add water. Do not dilute it. The 5% acidity is the minimum effective concentration. Anything below that and you lose the penetration depth that makes this work where bleach cannot. Spray every moldy surface generously. Grout lines, silicone caulking around tubs and sinks, tile surfaces, rubber window seals. Anywhere you see discoloration or growth, saturate it completely. Now here is the step most people skip, and it is the most important step in the entire process. Do not wipe the vinegar off. Do not rinse the surface. Set a timer on your phone for 60 minutes. Walk away. Let the acetic acid sit on that surface for 1 full hour undisturbed. During that hour, the acetic acid is penetrating through the porous surface material. It is reaching the hyphae network below. It is entering the mold cells and collapsing them from the inside. If you wipe it off after 5 minutes, you get the same surface-only result as bleach. You kill what you can see and leave the roots alive underneath. The 60-minute contact time is what separates permanent removal from temporary cosmetic improvement. After 60 minutes, sprinkle dry baking soda directly onto the still wet vinegar surface. You will see an immediate fizzing reaction. That reaction is not just visual. As the carbon dioxide releases, it physically drives the sodium bicarbonate deeper into the porous material. Let the fizzing settle completely. Then take your stiff brush and scrub in small tight circles. Work the baking soda paste into every grout line, every silicone edge, every corner where mold tends to establish itself. Take your time with this step. Be thorough. You are not just cleaning. You are reaching into the spaces that no spray bottle has ever reached before. Rinse with warm water. Dry the surface completely with a clean towel or cloth. For most household bathroom mold, this single treatment is the only one you will ever need. If the mold has been growing unchecked for more than 2 years, if the grout is deeply stained and the growth is severe, repeat this exact process once a day for 3 consecutive days. 3 treatments over 3 days for the worst cases. That is it. Now the prevention step. This is the part I care about most because this is what guarantees the mold never returns. Dissolve 2 tablespoons of baking soda in 1 cup of warm water. Stir until the solution is completely clear. Pour it into a spray bottle and mist it evenly across every surface you just treated. Do not wipe it off. Do not rinse it. Let it air dry completely. What remains is an invisible dried mineral residue that holds the surface pH above 8. Any mold spore that lands on that surface, and spores are always landing because they are everywhere in the air, cannot germinate. It cannot activate. It cannot begin colonizing. The surface is chemically hostile to fungal growth. Reapply this prevention spray once every 3 to 4 months. It takes about 4 minutes. It costs less than 10 cents per application, and it maintains a mold-free surface indefinitely. I received a message last month from a woman named Reiko in Vancouver. She had been fighting black mold in her bathroom for over 3 years. She had tried 4 different commercial products ranging from $8 to $26 per bottle. Every single one appeared to work for a few weeks. Every single one saw the mold return. She found this method through a previous video on this channel. She followed every step exactly as I described. She sent me photographs 8 weeks later. The grout in her shower looked like it had been freshly installed. Her total cost for the treatment and 3 months of prevention applications was $1.80. The 4 commercial products she had purchased over 3 years totaled over $240. $240 for a problem that $1.80 solved permanently. That is not an anecdote. That is the math every cleaning company hopes you never do. Your great-grandmother knew this, not because she was a scientist, because she watched it work. She kept vinegar under the sink, not for salad dressing, but because she understood what it did to every surface in her home. She did not need a peer-reviewed study to tell her what her own eyes confirmed every season. Somewhere along the way, between the first commercial bleach advertisement and the 10th repackaged mold spray with a new label and a higher price, we stopped trusting what worked and started trusting what was sold to us. Those are not the same thing. They have never been the same thing. And every clean surface in every farmhouse and village home for 3,000 years is the proof. The studies I referenced today are still published. The chemistry has not changed. The fungal biology has not evolved. Mold still dies the same way it died when Okatsu poured rice vinegar across a wooden storehouse wall 200 years ago. The only thing that changed is who was allowed to tell you about it. I do not have a product to sell you. I do not have a branded spray bottle with my name on it. I have information that works, that costs you almost nothing, and that solves a problem you have been paying to maintain without realizing it. That is what this channel exists to do. If what you learned today changes even one thing in your home, share this video with someone who is still buying $12 bottles of something that stops working the moment it dries. Every share takes this out of the algorithm and puts it into someone's hands directly. Subscribe to Hidden Home Hacks if you want more of this. Not more opinions, not more product reviews, more of the practical knowledge that was always yours and simply got moved to an aisle you were never told to walk down. The next one is already in progress. And what we are going to uncover is something I have been sitting on for weeks waiting until I could verify every single detail. You are not ready for it, but you will be.